Hello everyone, this is Beer. I've been getting a lot of questions recently on how I made some of my soul weapon, specifically Cosmic and Brilliant. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how I made these weapons and how I refine them. Again, this is not going to be an extensive video on how to make every single soul weapon, but more focused on Cosmic and Brilliant. So I'm going to show you how I obtain those souls, how I farm for them, and how I reroll for them until I get the desired stats. Now, so for some of the common souls I would typically use in making fortune weapon, if you play the game board, you will gain a lot of wealth medals and power medals. For wealth medals, I would advise trading for the Brilliant Sage soul and rerolling it until you get quite a high elemental stat. For the power medal, I would recommend exchanging it for the Brilliant Warrior soul, which is these ones, and you would reroll these souls until you get quite a high stat, around the 290. These are quite high stats for your fortune weapons. Again, these Brilliant Sage and Brilliant Warrior souls will be used for your fortune weapons. Next, if you have any more wealth medals, I would recommend exchanging it for the Bewitching Soul Fortune Box. In this Soul Fortune Box, you can get either the Bewitching Power Soul and the Bewitching Magic Souls, and you will re-roll these souls in your fortune weapon until you get something in the hundreds and 40s. The next type of soul that you will need are the Void Power Soul and the Mighty Magic Souls. So you will go into your soul exchange and type in Power or Magic. So these souls come in two variants. One is the rainbow color and the gold one. You will need both of them to power up your cosmic weapons. Again, for the magic variant, it's called the Mighty Magic Souls, and it comes in either the rainbow colored variant and the gold colored variants. So you will need both of them to fully power up your cosmic weapons. The next sets of souls are ones which I typically get asked in my videos. So for the magic variant of it, it's called the Dying Hero's Soul. So you will farm it next to Hell Hornburg. For both of these type of souls, you will need to fight the Hell NPC duo. So this is the one near Hell Hornburg. In this case, I'm using 3CX to farm because it's easier. So this soul is not a guaranteed drop, so you might need to try several times. In this video, you'll see that in my first attempt, I did not get this soul drop, then I had to try several times. After several tries, and you can see in this attempt, I finally managed to get the soul drop. Again, if this is your first time fighting them, the soul drop is guaranteed. However, if you're fighting them again, it's not a guarantee, but you have to try it several times. Again, for Hell Valor, this is where you will fight for the physical attack variant of the soul. It's called the Guardian Hero Soul. So this is located next to Hell Valor. So you will fight this NPC duo. Again, it's not a guaranteed drop, but you will need to try it several times until you get these souls. This took me several attempts, but in the end, after trying again and again, I managed to get the Guardian Hero Soul. So this soul will grant a maximum of 16 physical attack to your soul weapons. Next is it's not a soul, but another material that we will need in making soul weapons. These are called Void Dust. You might be familiar with them. So you will see later I will require a lot of them in order to do something called soul rerolling. So in order for me to get a lot of Void Dust, I would typically do the Fortune game board, especially the Dragon version, at maximum difficulty with maximum Fortune tickets. In this case, I'm using 99 tickets at difficulty level 10. So using Tiresias, I'm basically just gonna one-shot all the NPCs and the dragon until I reach the very end. So yes, Tiresias really make it very easy for me to farm on this game board, but you don't need her. You can use a lot of other units to farm this game board. Again, this game board used to be very difficult at difficulty 10, but with the current meta, you can use other combination and other team combos to just one-shot this whole game board. However, this may be difficult for newer players, but for veterans, this is quite an easy game board to farm. Again, you want to use 99 tickets and at maximum difficulty level 10 in order to get the maximum number of medals drop at the very end. So if you're lucky, you'll get a 6 and you get reroll, and then you'll get a lot more medals, but in this case I got a 4.5, which is still fine. Even if you get a 1, that's still a lot of medals. In the medal exchange, the one thing that I would recommend exchanging for are the bronze souls. So you're gonna scroll a bit down and you're gonna exchange for the bronze souls, and I would recommend exchanging it for the maximum number of souls you could possibly exchange for. Now I'm exchanging for the power medals. Again, you do not need to choose what type of bronze soul. As long as it's a bronze soul, you just exchange it for the maximum amount. After you exchange all your medals for your bronze souls, now go into your soul exchange and exchange all your bronze souls for your soul shards. You will see I will get a lot of soul shard here in the hundreds and thousands. Next, what I will do is I will exchange majority of these soul shard for those void dust. In this case, I will exchange it for 2,000 void dust from 200,000 soul shards. Now that we have all the materials needed, now it's time for us to begin making these soul weapons. So the first soul weapon I'll be making are the brilliant variant. So in this case, I'm using Signa EX as a test unit. So first I will make the weapon in Agapeia, and then I will upgrade it to the highest level, which is level 4. Now it's time for us to slot in the souls. For the Dragon Quest unit, as well as the Final Fantasy IV units, the soul that you're given, they already max out the damage limit as well as the efficacy of moves, so you don't really need to reroll them. But for other units, you will have to reroll those damage limit and those efficacy of your moves. So I'm using Signa EX because it's quite easy, because I don't need to reroll for her damage limit and her efficacy of her moves. Next, I'm gonna slot in the Guardian Hero Soul. As you can see from the Guardian Hero Soul, you can get a maximum of plus 16 from rerolling the soul. However, in order to get that plus 16, you will need quite a few Void Dust, but it's very doable. So I'm gonna reroll on this soul using the Void Dust that we obtained in order to get maximum of plus 16 from the soul. Some of you may ask, oh, if we don't put the potency up in the third soul slot, can you also slot in another Guardian Hero Soul there? And the answer is yes. You can slot up to 2 Guardian Hero Soul on a brilliant weapon. So in this case, from those 2 souls collectively combined, you can get a maximum of plus 32 physical attack or plus 32 magic attack, depending on the type of soul that you're slotting in the rainbow slot. So yes, it is possible to slot up to 2 either Guardian Hero Soul or Dying Hero Soul in the rainbow slot of brilliant weapons. Now it's time to make cosmic weapons. So cosmic weapons are obtained after you've done the live alive hunts. So through these hunts is the only way for you to get the materials needed to make these cosmic weapons. This cosmic weapon is a trade-off between brilliant and fortune weapon, because the physical attack or the magic attack is not going to be as high as fortune weapons, but they also give a middle ground where you can also give a damage limit up to your character. So one question that I typically get is, how do I make cosmic weapon? So for level 1, level 2, and level 3, you need to go to a regular town on the map. When I refer to regular town, this includes like Ripple-Tide, Atlas Dam, Valor. This is where you can make your level 1 up to level 3 cosmic weapon. But for level 4, you either need to go to Limbo or Hell, or you can go to Agapeia. As you can see here, after I made the level 3 cosmic dagger for Particio, I went to Agapeia to upgrade it to level 4. After upgrading the cosmic weapon to level 4, this is the time where we need to slot in the soul. If you remember very earlier on in the video, I show you how to exchange for void power souls, either the rainbow variant and the gold variant. And this is now where we would slot in those souls, and we would use the void dust to reroll those souls until you get a maximum reroll on these souls. For the gold variant, I would recommend rerolling until you get something in the high 20s. And while for the rainbow variant, I would recommend rerolling until you get something in the high 40s, maybe 45 and above. And once you get these stats, I'm going to show you how you will further optimize this weapon to make it perfect. So after several rerolls, you will see on this cosmic weapon, I was lucky enough to reroll the gold void power soul to a maximum 30. However, for the rainbow soul, I only managed to reroll up to 47. Now I'm going to show you how I maximize the stats on this soul weapon. So if you have been doing your cascade lot, you will get something called cascade shards. And from this cascade shard, you can exchange it for something called polish stones. And using this polish stone, you'll be able to maximize the stats on your weapon. So these polish stones enable you to add an additional +5 to any attributes. So using this, I'm able to add another +3 to the rainbow slot of my cosmic dagger. So now it reaches a maximum of +50 using the rainbow slot of the cosmic dagger. So by the end of this video, you can apply all the principles that I have shown in this video to further optimize your weapon, especially fortune weapons. In this case, I'm showing you a fortune axe that I've made for all my apothecaries. You can see here, after using the rerolling trick and maximizing it using the cascade shard exchange, I'm able to produce a soul weapon, in this case a fortune weapon with a maximum stat of 716. And because this fortune axe doesn't have a soul that is only specific to one unit, this fortune axe can be used by any other physical axe DPS like Signal EX, Gertrude, Casti, or even so on. So you only need to make one or two of these maximum physical attack or magic attack fortune weapon, and it can be used by any other unit as long as you don't slot in a soul that is specific to a particular unit. If you made it this far into the video, thank you very much for watching this tutorial on how to refine your soul weapon. Please do drop a like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Stay safe everyone, and happy travels